Alright guys, we took the reed valve assembly off of the LT80, and I'm noticing something here that I just now noticed. You see all the black that's missing? I believe that's like a plastic or rubber type seal that's missing on this valve body. You know, and I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody had told me that you can take and test a reed valve by just taking and flipping it over like this to where you can pour something into the intake side of it, and if it leaks out, you don't have a good seal. And I tried that. I poured some 2-cycle oil in there, and it just dripped right on out. And I've also done a little more reading up and stuff, and seen a couple of posts about people writing about these, that if they're not sealing properly, it does cause a loss of power, which this thing has. It has no power at all under a load. You know, when you first take off, it's just no power at all. Like I said, I haven't ever put a compression test to it, but it seems to have good compression. It doesn't seem any different when I had originally got the bike, and it seemed to run fine. But I noticed, see, all that's ate up. So where that's ate up, sorry, my finger's in the way, but where that's all ate up, the reed valves ain't sealing properly. So if they're not sealing properly, then that means all the time it's allowing gas, oil, and air to get into the cylinder, which would explain the loss of power, the smoke. I mean, I know it's a 2-cycle, but this thing smokes excessively, and it's not a matter of a poor mixture, over mixture of the gas and oil, because this is an oil injection system. So I'm pretty confident that this is the culprit in our problem here, is this reed valve assembly. Now that blows my mind that all that stuff's eaten away. I mean, you can tell that's missing. So, I mean, I don't know if I have to buy a whole new reed valve body, or if there's a gasket that fits over this to reseal them, you know. So I'm hoping that's what the problem is. There's something else I was going to say too, and I forgot. Oh yeah, that's what it was. The other thing too, usually when I ran this bike, you would have to start it with the choke on, you know, just like you would on any bike. You know, when it's cold, you'd have to start it and run it on choke for a little while. Well, this one here, you can't. You can't even start it with the choke off unless you give it full throttle. So that's another indication that's pointing to me that we're getting too much fuel because of this. It's not because of the carburetor, because the carburetor is completely cleaned out now. The needle and seat and everything is good. All the jets are cleared. The float is working properly. It shuts off when the gas gets all the way up. So, gearing towards this is our problem right here. You know, I looked up reed valves on bikebandit.com for this thing, and it was like ungodly amount of money. It was like $50 for these little pieces of tin, which is bullshit. But I don't think the valves themselves, these little pieces of tin right there, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is that for some reason all the gasket material that goes around the reed valves is deteriorated. So, like my last video, which a lot of you couldn't hear, my little bumblebee looking video with the yellow, sorry about that, but just another insight for you guys. Any of you guys out there that might know, you know, and be able to explain how the system works a little bit better to me, and tell me if this is going to be my problem or not, I'd appreciate your input. So we'll talk to you guys later. I appreciate it.